Welcome to the Believe Podcast Network's SoCal Sweat. My name is McDaniels, a former NFL cheerleader and product manager turned actress and model who dreams of being a UFC fighter. Meow. Learning strategies to help motivate others leads me to bring you interviews each week from a range of athletes, experts in fitness and nutrition, and so much more. Thanks for listening to Believe, the #1 podcast for working professionals, and let's push our endorphins to higher performance through SoCal Sweat. This is your host, Ann McDaniels, and thank you for joining me on another episode of SoCal Sweat. Today we are going to be living La Vida Mocha, and that is all things Starbucks. Ha ha ha, I am just so clever, aren't I? No, I totally plagiarized that quote. Living La Vida Mocha, with Starbucks healthy hacks, drinks, swaps, and snacks. I must say that when I'm having a rather trying day, I see that green mermaid sign in the distance, and I am fighting traffic. I don't care how long I have to wait in the Starbucks line, nor the drive-thru. I can get phone calls made. I can listen to great music and sing. I will wait for that Starbucks drink. And why is it so incredibly popular? We all know it's not the best coffee in the world, but what makes Starbucks so incredibly addictive for so many of us? Well, there are several reasons besides the fact that it's just so delicious. It's the coffee itself. It has such popular specialty drinks, it's always exciting. And how pumped do we get, pun intended, when those holiday drinks come out again? What's gonna be new? When's the pumpkin spice latte gonna be here, and why isn't it available all year round? Although I believe it is in certain areas. It's also the social media presence, the app, the ease of the app, making it almost too easy. And how about the products? And I love bringing my laptop to Starbucks when I travel. I feel like I get more work done when people are working around me because I'm so ADHD on my own that I look for everything but that. And just going into that atmosphere, it's nice and warm, or some of them are absolutely freezing, and you smell the warmth and people are just joyful. You can have the most horrible day in the world and you walk into Starbucks and it's just like absolute luxury. Am I addicted? Absolutely. Do I have a headache when I don't have it? Absolutely. I'm sorry to admit. But Starbucks can really rack up a ton of calories, a ton of fat, especially if you eat it every single day. But there are also many healthy options for both the drinks and the snacks and the little meals. So I will break that down over this episode and see if we can just cut some calories here and there. But also please remember to indulge. Sometimes we get too regimented in our lives and life is too short. Add that whipped cream, add those sprinkles, get the unicorn drink. Oh, I'm sorry, baristas. I think that drink is absolutely horrible, and I'll never forget I was in Malibu, and there were 20 kids in front of me, and each one was getting the unicorn drink, but I myself waited like a sheep. I'm usually a wolf, but I waited in line like a sheep because I really needed that Starbucks for the way home. I'm going to start with a few little hacks that will make your drinks a little healthier. Sometimes we don't know what the default ingredients are in these Starbucks drinks, but with a few tips, you may be able to save calories and indulge elsewhere. The first one is the milk. Starbucks default is 2% milk. You can always elect for a skinny, and you can ask for skim milk or non-fat milk. You can also, if you're dairy intolerant, ask for the oat milk, soy milk, almond milk, coconut milk, fried shrimp, coconut shrimp, name the movie, Forrest Gump. Now for the dairy milk alternatives, soy milk has about the same amount of protein as cow's milk, but fewer calories and less fat and carbs. It's plant-based. Almond milk is lower in calories, protein, fat, and carbs, and tastes slightly sweet. Coconut milk also contains fewer of all the above nutrients and calories, but the calories come from saturated fat, which is the less healthy kind of fat. And next, if you're watching your calories, you can always get a smaller size. If you are familiar with the sizing at Starbucks, it starts with a tall, 12 ounces, a grande, 16 ounces, a venti, 24 ounces, and the Trenta, my favorite, 31 ounces. But did you know that you can actually get a smaller version than the tall? It's called a short. Instead of the smallest size on the menu, which is the tall, a short is only 8 ounces. So the smallest, as we know, is a tall at 12, but you can actually elect for a short, which is 8 ounces. So if you just need a quick drink and want to cut those calories without altering the flavor or composition in any way, just ask your barista for the smallest size possible, and that is a short at 8 ounces, the one size version lower than the tall. Another way to cut your calories is to simply get the iced version of your favorite drink. Now, this is kind of a controversy because most people feel that it's very frustrating when they order an iced drink from Starbucks, is that the ratio of ice is almost like a ripoff. There's just too much ice in the drink and not enough of the drink. And who wants to pay $4 or more for a cup of coffee when it's all ice? But you can actually use that to your advantage, because the more ice that's in your drink, the less room it leaves for excess sugar and calories. So if flavored sweet coffee is your thing, you can actually do yourself a favor by technically ordering mostly ice. Just don't compensate by ordering a larger drink, because that would defeat the purpose. Another tip for reducing those calories and the sugar content is less syrup. Now, the syrup makes the drinks absolutely spectacular and delicious, but there's a way that we can kind of cut that down. The way many Starbucks drinks are flavored involves various pumps of sweet syrup. This, as you can probably guess, is pure sugar, which is of course fine in moderation, but it can really do harm to your body if you do it every single day. Each Starbucks drink made with various flavored syrups has an automatic number of pumps added to each drink, unless you ask for something different. Technically, you can ask for how much syrup you want, and they're obliged to be able to do that for you. You could fill half of your cup with syrup if you wanted to. Some people actually do, but please don't do that for your body. But use your freedom as a customer to your advantage in a healthy way. Ask for only 1 or 2 pumps of syrup in your drink. It's not a drastic change, but very small, and effort counts. Now, you can always elect for a unsweetened syrup. I'll give you a quick breakdown of the amount of calories per pump at Starbucks with the syrups. The 2 sugar-free options are cinnamon dolce, and that would be sugar-free cinnamon dolce, and sugar-free vanilla. Those are both at 0 calories. I usually get an iced coffee with the sugar-free versions of either cinnamon dolce or vanilla syrup, so 0 calories. The next one is pineapple ginger with 5 calories. The 10-calorie ones are caramel syrup, that's mostly for the frappuccinos, and the brown sugar syrup. And the next 3 are at 20 calories per pump, and that would be the caramel syrup for both hot and iced beverages, the cinnamon dolce syrup, and the peppermint syrup. Those are all at 20. But if you elect for the sugar-free versions, they are both at 0, and that is sugar-free cinnamon dolce and sugar-free vanilla. Otherwise, you can just cut back on the amount of pumps for your usual Starbucks coffee. Instead of 4, you could do 2, and that cuts the calories. The next hack to save on the amount of sugar is to not go for the skinny option. I know this sounds counterintuitive, but a skinny drink is just a drink with skim milk, and that contains no fat. So people will often ask for the skinny drink, and it has less flavor. So then they end up adding a lot more sugar and more pumps of a high caloric and high sugar syrup. So it's not gonna hurt you. Just stick with that regular reduced fat milk at 2%, which is the default, and it's not gonna hurt you. It will also keep that flavor that you love, because if you go for that skinny option, you are going to add those extra calories with the sugar and the extra pumps of your favorite syrup, which is one of Will Ferrell's top 4 favorite foods in the movie Elf, which is candy, candy canes, candy corns, and syrup. If you truly want to avoid more calories, skip the whipped cream. Of course, it's delicious on both the hot and the cold drinks, but the suggestion is to skip it. One serving of this whipped cream on a tall coffee is about 80 calories. And these calories can be consumed from other healthier sources, so just skip it at Starbucks unless you want to indulge, and that's totally fine. But if you do it every single day, that can really add up. And finally, when you order a light beverage, that just helps you cut down on the calories while enjoying your favorite blended coffees. If you order cold beverages light, your drink will be made from sugar-free syrup and non-fat milk. Now I'm going to give you 10 of the healthiest Starbucks drinks. Starting with number 1 is the Skinny Chai Tea Latte at 60 calories. This is a blend of tea and warm spices, which makes it the perfect comfort drink. The drink is sugar-free and fat-free, making it ideal for Weight Watchers. Ask for organic chai tea and add almond milk to it. To sweeten it up, add stevia rather than plain sugar. Now, the full-fat Skinny Chai Tea Latte is actually an abundance of 240 calories. The skinny version is only $60. Another healthy option at Starbucks is the Nitro Cold Brew with sweet cream. It has 70 calories and 4 grams of sugar. This coffee is one of the pre-made low-calorie Starbucks drinks pumped directly from the machine. This brew is less bitter than other black coffees, so you won't need to add sweetener. Personally, the sweet cream is delicious. The cold foam is another favorite for many people. How do you order? You can order the Nitro Cold Brew from the menu. If you don't want it black, request soy or non-fat milk. Next, we have the light caramel frappuccino at 100 calories. This frothy coffee is an ideal way to start the day. You can have it at lunch break with a snack, also for a little refresher. And you're certainly saving your calories for this option because the full version is at 210 calories. Number 4 is the caramel iced coffee at 60 calories. You order it by getting a grande unsweetened iced coffee, 1 pump of caramel syrup, 3 pumps sugar-free vanilla, and light cream. And again, that's only 60 calories. The next one is the Very Berry Hibiscus Refresher at 70 calories. The fruity flavors of this drink make it a perfect cold beverage on a hot day. You're also getting added nutrients with the real berries. This can be ordered straight from the regular menu, and if you want to add a little extra flavor, just add some coconut milk. Next, we have the skinny version of the very famous caramel macchiato. Now, the regular one can range from 170 to 510 calories. If you do the skinny caramel macchiato, it only goes to 105. You can still enjoy a rich macchiato while eating healthy. This delicious hot beverage is made from golden caramel syrup, and the skinny version is made with skim milk and sugar-free vanilla syrup, which cuts the calories significantly. Skinny Starbucks drinks are the favorites for so many, and you can order it in a healthier way. To reduce the carbs in this drink, ask the barista to add almond or coconut milk as opposed to the 2% or whole milk that is used originally. Next, we have a skinnier version of the very popular salted caramel mocha. Now, its original pops in at 470 calories and 59 grams of sugar. But if you order the version that we are suggesting, it only packs 100 calories. It's a drink that won't make you feel like you're missing out even though you're watching your calories. It's actually considered one of the healthiest options on the Starbucks menu. And to order, you ask for a grande cafe misto, 1 pump of toffee nut, 1 pump of mocha, and you can substitute almond milk and add 1 to 2 packets of 0-calorie sweetener. The next one is the popular skinny vanilla latte. Now, it's original, it pops in at 250 calories and a whole lot of sugar. But the skinny version is such that it only packs 130 calories. It's perfect and milky for breakfast, and the subtle vanilla flavors mask the bitter coffee taste that some people don't actually prefer. And it's great without sweetener. How do you order? You can get this latte with non-fat milk and just 3 pumps of sugar-free vanilla for a tall cup. And next we have the skinny pumpkin spice latte, and that is at 230 calories. There's a reason it's a fall favorite. It's so comforting, it smells so good, and it reminds people of the wonderful fall weather and just the changing of the seasons. Except in LA when it kind of stays the same all the time, and we never age, of course. How do you actually order? Just get a lower calorie version of this drink, ask for almond milk, and no whipped cream. Unfortunately, it doesn't come in an unsweetened version, but you can certainly buy it at the store and make it yourself at home, but that really takes away from the ambiance of ordering, which is why we go to Starbucks in the first place. This next one is great if you're feeling kind of lazy and lethargic, or you're just hitting that 3 p.m. slump during the day. It's a tall, flat white, which is 170 calories. It's great for an energy boost, especially if you're feeling kind of, post-pandemic, slouchy, you don't want to go to the gym, maybe get this tall, flat white. And that can be ordered by just simply asking for a tall, flat white, and then ask for 2 shots of ristretto. In terms of flavor profile, it's actually stronger than espresso and also more concentrated and sweeter, giving it a bolder flavor and kind of a higher caffeine content, if you will, which probably makes for a great pick-me-up before going to the gym. And finally, for the top of the most healthy drinks is the iced green tea, which is 0 calories and 0 grams of sugar. And green tea has so many health benefits of its own. Personally, I cannot drink green tea. I am not a tea drinker in general, but when you do order the teas at Starbucks in general, they usually come sweetened. So always ask for the unsweetened version if you're watching your calories. Now, someone did ask, what is the #1 healthiest drink at Starbucks? Well, if you look at calories, the healthiest drink at Starbucks is the cold brew coffee. A grande cup has only 5 calories and is fat and carbohydrate free. It also delivers 205 milligrams of caffeine and just 16 fluid ounces, making it the perfect wake-me-up. And another great option is that aforementioned iced green tea. No calories, no carbs. Now, if you want to completely go sugar-free across the board, that would be to order the cold brew coffee, the blonde roast, and the signature black coffee, as well as the nitro cold brew coffee. And other ones that are less sugar would be the espresso macchiato and the cafe americano. And next we have the food options, the healthy food options. You know, the great thing about Starbucks is that it's so convenient, and I usually travel a ton, and Starbucks can always be counted on in all of the airports, especially for the healthy options. And dietitian Samantha Cassetti breaks down what would be a healthy meal at Starbucks. And the meal should have at least a serving of vegetables or fruit, or ideally even more. Grain-containing meals and snacks, including whole grains, are preferable as the primary grain ingredient. And sodium content should be 800 milligrams or less, just above a third of the maximum you should have per day. Now, what if you're hungry for breakfast? What are some of the great breakfast options? The first one for the hot breakfast would be a spinach, feta, and egg white wrap. This has a bit more sodium than what we want to target, but it gets points because it's predominantly whole grain. It also has a filling combo of fiber and protein with 20 grams of the protein, which is great for especially when traveling or having a long day. The meal does contain vegetables, but doesn't contain enough to count as a full serving. But still, it's better than nothing at all, and you can also pick up a banana at the counter to bolster your produce intake. Next would be the turkey, bacon, cheddar, and egg white sandwich. Turkey bacon is processed meat, so this might not be the best choice for regular breakfast, but if you're choosing between this one and another breakfast sandwich, this is a better option because it's lower in sodium and higher in whole grains than the others. Plus, it has 17 grams of protein that can fill you up. And again, pair it with a fruit cup or banana to get some of that produce in. And what about that classic oatmeal? This is a perfect away-from-home alternative to making oatmeal at home. It also comes with sides of dried fruit and nuts, which along with the oats supplies 4 grams of fiber and 5 grams of protein to fill your belly. But it also comes with a side of brown sugar, which you can skip or add sparingly. If you have a heartier appetite, grab some extra nuts and fruit to have with your oats, but do remember that packs a lot of extra calories. Another healthy option would be those cute little sous vide egg bites. These poppable egg bites boast 12 grams of protein and save you the sky-high sodium levels that are in the other egg sandwiches and wrap options, clocking in at just 20% of the recommended daily intake. They're filled with Monterey Jack cheese, spinach, fire-roasted red peppers, and a touch of hot sauce, which will add a burst of flavor and a bit of kick. Next would be the avocado spread that you can put on a bagel. It adds tangy, creamy goodness to anything you'd like to spread or dollop, including the breakfast sandwiches and salad bowls. And avocado is a great source of healthy fats as well as fiber. 90-calorie serving has 4 grams of fiber. There have been comments online questioning whether the bright color of the spread is natural, and it appears that it is. The spread's ingredient list will contain Hass avocados, sea salt, onion, garlic, jalapeno pepper, and lime juice. And Starbucks rep says that it has a high-pressure processing rather than a heat or preservatives to keep it fresh, which is how it maintains that beautiful green color. If you're ravenous for lunch and hangry, here are some great healthy options for lunches at Starbucks. The first would be the kale and farro salad. This is a veggie lover's dream. This vegetarian grain bowl is full of good-tasting, good-looking, and good-for-you produce, including kale, crisp apples, shredded carrots, and red cabbage. You can top it off with a tasty red wine vinaigrette. It's not only delicious, but it also has a protein and fiber profile, which will fill you up and power you through the afternoon. Another healthy option would be the chicken and quinoa protein bowl with black beans. This meets the mark for veggies, but exceeds the sodium target for the day. That's expected when eating out, of course. But it does pack 9 grams of fiber, and with the combination of the antibiotic-free chicken and plant-based protein, this also provides 27 grams of great protein to power you through your day as well. And next, with 15 grams of protein and under 800 milligrams of sodium, this is the Chickpea Bite and Avocado Protein Box. It's filling, but if you're more hungry after you eat it, just add fruit to the order. Get a fruit cup on the side. And next is the Grilled Chicken and Hummus Protein Box. It's another option that meets the sodium limit and veggie requirements. A little bit of a nitpick is that it has refined grains, in other words, processed white flour. However, you'll still get 7 grams of fiber from this lunchbox, and again, add a fruit cup or banana if you're still hungry. If you're in between meals and need a snack, there are some healthy Starbucks options for that as well. The first one is the Seasonal Harvest Fruit Blend. You can't really go wrong because it's a straight up, no sugar added fruit cup with a nutritional content of any meal. And Starbucks Seasonal Harvest Fruit Blend, which changes but usually seems to involve apples, grapes, and oranges, fits the bill nicely. Though it has to be said that cups at the local Starbucks don't look quite as beautiful as the pictures that we see in the ads, it definitely provides some nutrients and a go-to for a great snack. Next, we have the Siggi's Yogurt Cup Vanilla. This slightly sweetened yogurt has 15 grams of protein for just 110 calories. Have it with a fruit salad for a more filling snack or a light breakfast. If you're making a meal of it, buy the nuts too. The extra crunch and protein will make your meal more filling with extra fiber and fat. And speaking of nuts, how about those Squirrel brand classic almonds? The sleeve of almonds contains more nuts than a standard portion, but you can save half for later and pair your almonds with any other of the fruit options. And finally, if you're craving a chocolate snack, go for the salted almond chocolate bites. These chocolate-covered nuts are a perfect portion-controlled treat that delivers a punch of protein while satisfying your sweet tooth. You can enjoy half the bag for a 150-calorie dessert and stash the rest in your purse or desk drawer for another day. Usually they melt in my pocket, and then a year later I find them in said pocket, and it creates a mess, but sometimes they go back in there and you eat them anyway. Now, if you have a true sweet tooth and you're dying for those baked goods that are so beautifully featured at the counter with the calories, can we not show the calories? But for the purposes of this episode, of course we need to know. Smaller portion treats, as we all know, are preferable to the big ones, although it's really fun to indulge, and if you do want to indulge, go ahead, life's too short. For example, the birthday cake pop has 170 calories and 18 grams of sugar compared to the 480 calorie chocolate brownie with 37 grams of sugar, but how delicious is that one? For an even tamer sweet treat, try the Rip Van Waffle, which we usually get on the flights, but I think that's been outlawed on the flights, from the packaged snack selection. According to the Starbucks website, it has 8 grams of sugar. And the vanilla biscotti with almonds is another option with a reasonable 10 grams of sugar. But again, if you want to indulge in that brownie, maybe just cut it in half and save it for later, just like those melted chocolate almonds that are in my pocket. But again, a birthday cake pop has only 170 calories. It's cute and it's small, and you can just steal it from your child, but hopefully not on their birthday. As I wrap up, I want to give you a few more hacks according to Livestrong, and this is sort of a fitness-based media. Now, if you really crave a Frappuccino, choose the light Frappuccino base. Now, a base consists of emulsifiers like xanthan gum and potassium sorbate to reach that silky, sought-after texture. But if you're looking to get your Starbucks fix at a lower sugar, fat, and calorie cost, order the Frappuccino light blended beverage rather than the original, and skip the base. That will really take away those calories. Next would be to request 1 to 2 pumps of syrup rather than the default. Anytime you order a mixed blended drink, it comes with 4 pumps. And again, per my earlier conversation, I added, I told you about the amount of calories. So if you have a 20 calorie pump, that would be 80 pumps in a drink. But if you choose 1 to 2 rather than the 4, that really lessens your calorie content. Next, for a full-fat breakfast, if you want to choose a healthier option, choose the ham and cheese savory fold-over over the sausage, cheddar, and egg sandwich. This actually has half the calories and half the sodium and about a third of the cholesterol of the sausage, cheddar, and egg breakfast, so it makes for a healthier option. The next, when you order cold brew, choose milk or black over sweet cream as the aforementioned calorie content. And choose turkey bacon over pork bacon for breakfast. Turkey bacon is just healthier in general. And again, go for the egg white and red pepper sous vide egg bites over the actual eggs. That will be many less calories and still creates a lot of protein for your daily meal. And for a caramel treat, choose an iced caramel macchiato over the actual caramel macchiato because that extra ice adds more ice and less of the liquid content, meaning less calories. And again, cut the calories by choosing an iced tea over the acai refresher. There's way too much sugar in there, 20 grams, and the other has many less. And instead of a turkey pesto panini, go for the turkey and Swiss bistro box. Many less calories again, and less sodium. Also, choose the chewy chocolate cookie over the breads and the other pastries that look so good. If you're in front of a marble loaf cake, that will fill you with 490 calories, 13 grams of saturated fat, and 43 grams of sugar. Instead, just treat yourself with chocolate to that chewy chocolate cookie. That way you'll stop at 170 calories and 26 grams of sugar, while satisfying those chocolate cravings. And also, I mentioned those dark chocolate almonds, which are also really good for a chocolate craving. I want to offer you a wonderful resource, and this comes through Alex Moe, who goes by the Macro Barista on Instagram. He is a barista who finds macro-friendly and healthy ways for you to order your favorite coffee, no matter where it is, and many tips and tricks and hacks where you can do it from home and all the secrets. He goes by on Instagram at the Macro Barista. That is TheMacroBarista. And he has 896,000 followers. So he really is a man of Java knowledge, and I recommend him for anything that you need to look up. A great go-to resource. Thank you again so much for joining me on this episode of SoCal Sweat. I hope I enlightened you with some lower calorie options to enjoy your favorite treat at Starbucks or any of the other coffee chains that may have something similar. Just remember those little hacks to save on calories and sugar, and always remember to indulge and enjoy life. But do watch your calories and always maintain a healthy profile. Thanks again for joining me, and I will see you next time. We appreciate you for listening, and please subscribe and rate the show on iTunes. You can also listen on Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Luminary Tuned In, or Believe.com. You can reach out to me for any questions or topics you'd like covered on the show at Ann McDaniels or at Ann McDaniels Actress. And I will see you next time on SoCal Sweat.